Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your daily tarot reading, and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are doing really well, and this reading is for any sun, moon, or rising Virgo. Okay, Virgo, let's get into it. Here's the thing. Somebody's been watching you, not in a creepy way, not in a stalker way, but in that specific way people watch when they're trying to figure out if they have a shot, when they're building up courage, when they're deciding whether to make a move or keep their distance. And what they're seeing when they look at you, it's doing something to them, creating feelings they maybe didn't expect to have, stirring up desires they might not be entirely comfortable with, making them question assumptions they had about what they wanted or who they were available for. You've gotten under their skin without trying, without performing, just by existing in your current form. And now they're dealing with it, with wanting you, with thinking about you more than makes logical sense, with running scenarios in their head about what it would be like if something happened between you. Can you sense whose energy this is? Does someone specific come to mind when I say this? Tell me in the comments if you already know, because here's what's actually happening beneath the surface with this person. They're fighting themselves. Part of them wants to make a move, wants to express interest, wants to see if you'd be receptive, but another part is holding back, creating reasons why they shouldn't, building barriers that might not actually exist. Maybe they think you're out of their league. Maybe they assume you're already involved with someone. Maybe they're scared of rejection. Maybe they're worried that expressing interest would ruin whatever dynamic currently exists between you. Whatever their specific hesitation, it's creating this internal tension, this push-pull, this constant mental loop of should I, shouldn't I, that's consuming more energy than just actually finding out would take. And that tension, you might be picking up on it, might be sensing something weird or charged or unspoken in how they interact with you, might be noticing little things, the way they look at you, the way they show up around you, the way they respond to you that don't quite match what they're saying out loud. Does that ring true? Have you noticed something off in someone's energy toward you? Write it below if this is clicking into place. Because let me tell you what you're beautiful to them actually means. It's not just physical. I mean, sure, there's probably physical attraction involved, but what's really getting to them is bigger than that. It's how you carry yourself, the energy you bring into spaces, the way you handle situations, the confidence or vulnerability or realness you express without apologizing for it. It's your mind, how you think, how you articulate things, how you see the world differently than other people they know. It's your presence. Something about being around you feels different than being around other people. Feels more alive or more real or more comfortable or more exciting. They're not just attracted to your appearance, though they probably find that appealing too. They're attracted to the whole package, to who you are when you're just being yourself without trying to be anything else. And that kind of attraction, it's deeper than surface level desire. It's the kind that makes people think about futures instead of just moments. That makes them wonder about possibility instead of just opportunity. Have you been feeling like someone's seeing you more deeply than most people do? Share in the comments if that resonates, because here's what they only want you pointing toward. They're not shopping around. They're not keeping their options open while vaguely interested in you. They're not comparing you to other people they could pursue. You've captured something in them, something specific and focused, something that's made other options fade into background noise. Now, let me be clear, this doesn't mean they're obsessed or unhealthy about it. It just means their interest is genuine and concentrated. When they think about who they want to be with, who they want to explore connection with, who they're hoping says yes, it's you. Specifically you. Not you as a backup, not you as one of several possibilities. You. And that specificity, it changes how they're approaching this. They're not being casual about it. They're not treating this like some light flirtation they can take or leave. They're taking it seriously, thinking it through, trying to figure out the right way to express what they're feeling without screwing it up. Does knowing someone's being this intentional about you shift anything? Let me know what comes up, because I want to talk about what you're feeling as you read this. Maybe there's relief, like finally someone's actually interested, instead of just lukewarm or playing games or keeping you guessing. Maybe there's validation, like your sense that something was there wasn't just imagination, like the energy you've been picking up on is actually real. Maybe there's pressure, like now you have to figure out how you feel. Like they're wanting you means you need to make a decision you weren't quite ready to make. Maybe there's skepticism, like you've heard this before. Like people say they want you and then their actions don't match. Like you're not sure you can trust that this is different. All of those responses are completely valid. You're allowed to feel however you feel about being wanted. You're allowed to have complicated reactions. You're allowed to not immediately know what to do with this information. What matters is that you're honest with yourself about what you're feeling instead of just reacting to what someone else wants. Which emotion is strongest for you right now? Drop it in the comments. Because here's what you need to understand about being wanted. It's information, data, a piece of the puzzle, but it's not instruction. It's not obligation. It's not something that dictates what you should do next. This person wanting you doesn't mean you have to want them back. Their desire doesn't create responsibility on your part. Their interest doesn't require your reciprocation. What you do with this information depends entirely on how you feel, on what you actually want, on whether this person is someone you're interested in exploring something with, or whether their attention, while flattering, doesn't align with what you're actually looking for. So before you do anything, before you respond to signals or reciprocate energy or make any moves, check in with yourself, get clear, ask the real questions. Do I actually want this person, or do I just like being wanted? Am I interested in who they are, or just in the validation their desire provides? Does exploring this align with where I'm trying to go, or would it derail me from my actual path? Those questions matter. Those questions protect you from making choices based on flattery instead of genuine alignment. Can you be ruthlessly honest with yourself about what you actually want here? Tell me if you're ready to get real. Because let me also address what might be blocking this from progressing. If you do want this person, if their interest is genuinely welcome, if you're hoping something develops, the block might be fear on your part too. Fear of getting hurt, fear of it not working out, fear of being vulnerable with someone who could reject you or disappoint you or turn out to be different than they seem. And that fear it's based on real experience, on times you've opened up and regretted it, on times you've hoped and been let down. But if you let that fear run your life, if you protect yourself so thoroughly that you can't receive what you actually want, you guarantee the outcome you're afraid of. You ensure loneliness not through bad luck, but through self-protection that's become self-sabotage. So if this is someone you actually want, if their desire is mutual, if you're just scared to admit it or act on it, feel the fear and move anyway. Risk the vulnerability. Take the chance that this time could be different because you're different and they're different and the timing is different. Not recklessly, not without boundaries, but courageously, with the understanding that the only way to get what you want is to be available for it when it shows up. Are you letting fear keep you from something you actually want? Be honest in the comments, because here's something else you need to hear. The way this person sees you, beautiful, desirable, worth wanting exclusively, that's not creating your value, that's recognizing value that already exists. You were beautiful before they noticed. You were valuable before they desired you. You were worth wanting before they wanted you. Their recognition doesn't make it true. It just confirms what's already real. So don't make their perception more important than your own knowing. Don't need their desire to feel worthy. Don't let being wanted by them become the thing that makes you feel okay about yourself. Because if you do that, if you make their wanting you the source of your self-worth, you give away your power. You make yourself dependent on their continued interest. You set up a dynamic where you'll do anything to keep being wanted because you need it to feel valuable. And that's not healthy. That's not sustainable. That's not a foundation for real partnership. Your beauty exists independent of who sees it. Your worth is inherent, not assigned by someone else's desire. You're valuable because you're you, not because someone finally recognized it. Does that distinction feel important? Share if you needed this reminder. Because let me tell you what happens if you engage with this. If you decide to reciprocate, if you give signals that their interest is welcome, if you open the door to possibility between you, things are probably going to move. Energy that's been building is going to find expression. Tension that's been accumulating is going to release. And that can feel intense. Good intense, but intense nonetheless. You're going to see a side of this person you haven't seen before, the side that's been held back, the side that's been careful, the side that only emerges when permission is granted. And they're going to see more of you too. The version that's available instead of guarded, the version that's receptive instead of defended, the version that exists when walls come down. And that mutual revealing, it creates intimacy fast. It accelerates connection. It takes things from surface to substantial in a time frame that might feel disorienting. So be ready for that. Be aware that saying yes to their desire is also saying yes to whatever unfolds as a result. And that unfolding might be beautiful or might be complicated or might be both simultaneously. Are you prepared for things to shift if you engage with this? Let me know where you're at, because I also want to prepare you for the possibility that this doesn't go how you hope. Even if they want you, even if you want them back, even if the mutual desire is real and strong, that doesn't guarantee it works out. Desire isn't the same as compatibility. Wanting each other isn't the same as being able to build something sustainable together. So if you move forward, if you explore this, if you let something develop, do it with open eyes. Do it aware that desire is the beginning, not the conclusion. Do it knowing that you'll need to assess compatibility as you go, not just ride the wave of mutual attraction. Because the honeymoon phase always ends, the intensity always settles. And when it does, when daily reality replaces heightened emotion, you'll need more than desire. You'll need actual alignment, shared values, compatible communication styles, mutual respect and effort. So enjoy the wanting, enjoy being desired, enjoy the feeling of mutual attraction, but don't confuse it with love. Don't mistake it for destiny. Don't assume that because someone wants you badly right now, they'll be capable of showing up for you consistently long term. Time will tell that. Behavior will demonstrate that. Consistency will prove that. Can you hold desire and discernment simultaneously? Tell me if you can commit to that. Because here's what this really comes down to. Someone wants you genuinely, specifically, exclusively. They find you beautiful in ways that go beyond surface. They're thinking about you, hoping for possibility, building courage to express what they feel. And that's lovely, that's validating, that's something to appreciate. But what you do with that information, how you respond to that energy, whether you reciprocate or redirect or ignore, that's entirely up to you. That's your choice to make based on what actually serves your life, not what flatters your ego or soothes your loneliness or fills your time. So sit with this, feel into it, get clear about what you actually want versus what you think you should want or what would be easiest or what would make someone else happy. And then choose consciously, deliberately, from your knowing instead of your reactivity, because being wanted is nice. But choosing yourself, your actual needs, your real desires, your genuine alignment, that's power. And you deserve to make choices from power, not from the relief of finally being chosen. This person wants you. Now the question is, do you want them? And is that wanting based on who they actually are or just on the fact that they see you? Only you can answer that.